for joining us. Today's theme is snow and mittens. Where I am right now, we are inundated with snow. It's been very, very cold out, so snow has been on the mind. And I thought it would be a great topic to start off with the Play Today online videos. So it's always fun to sing during the day, and this is one of those fun songs that you can do about mittens. Put on your mittens, it's cold I fear, now that winter time is here. Play in the snow, and when you're done, pull off your mittens one by one. It's fun to play in the snow, it's fun to play in the snow. Play in the snow, and when you're done, take off your mittens one by one. Another fun and interactive song that you can share with the children is really a child-led song. So by that I mean that you're going to be asking the children for some input. They're going to give you the ideas that you're going to use in the song. And it's one of these songs also that you can mime your way through as far as what the actions are that you're singing about. So this song is all about the different clothing that we have to wear when it's cold outside. And that's a discussion that you can have in advance to sharing the song is, when it's cold outside, we have to wear all sorts of different clothing to keep warm, mittens being one part of our theme today. And this is where you can ask the children, what clothing would you wear to keep warm in the winter? And maybe they'll say, a scarf. So then that's where you start. This is the way we put on our scarf, put on our scarf, put on a scarf. This is the way we put on our scarf when it's cold outside. And then you'll ask, what else do we wear when it's cold outside to stay warm? And someone might say a toque. And then you progress from there with all the different ideas from the kids. So now that we've sung about mittens and we've talked a little bit about them, why not foray into a craft where the children get to make their own set of unique mittens? And there's two different approaches to this that I'll show you. The first is for children that are a little bit older and can trace their own hand and can use scissors to cut the tracing out. And the other method would be for younger children where you would use templates that you've already cut for them in advance of the activity. So you'll have them place their hand on the paper, and some of them might be sticking their fingers out like this as though they're making a glove, but no, we're doing mittens. So there's a fun little rhyme that you can tell them to make sure that they have their hand in the right position to trace to make a mitten. And it goes like this: thumb in the thumb hole and fingers all together. This is the song we sing in stormy weather. And you would just get them to trace around their hand like so, and then they can use their scissors to cut around the tracing, and then you start the craft from there. Okay, for those children that maybe aren't at the point of tracing and cutting, here are some pre-cut templates for them to use. And as you can see, I punched a hole in the bottom of each because this is where we're going to be tying on a string that's going to hold the two together once we're completed with our decorating. I have some fun little scraps of paper here that can be used to decorate the mittens, and they can just be glued on to create some sort of fun designs on the mittens. And then once the mittens are complete, then you can help them string a string onto them, such as what I've done here. If you have a larger group or older children that you're working with, it's sometimes fun to have a little bit of competition, and that's where this game comes in. You'll have to divide everyone up into two teams and have a bin, like a large tote perhaps, or basket full of different winter apparel, such as mitts, scarves, toques, earmuffs, that sort of thing. And it's a relay race. So on your mark, get set, go, first person from each team would run across the room to the basket or the tote, and they'd have to take out an item and put it on and then run back to their team, and then it would be the next person's turn, and so on and so forth until everyone's done and everyone's wearing something from the basket that is going to keep them warm in the winter. These are some mittens that I just got. You can get them from probably any teacher supply store, and as you can see, there's all different patterns on these mittens. They're different colors, and this is a neat activity for sorting. Finding all the blue ones and putting them together, finding all the green ones and putting them together. And you could even take it a step further where you're just trying to find pairs of mittens. And with these, because they only have the pattern on one side, you're also looking for the correct left and right. So these two wouldn't be a pair, for example, but these two would be because they complement each other. One's a left mitten and one's a right mitten. And when they find a pair, they can put them together and use a clothespin to pin them together. Another activity that you can do with these, or whenever you're doing any sort of theme and you have some pairs of things, is the memory matching game. So this is where you get a bunch that are in couples or in pairs like this, and you mix them all up and turn them over. And then you play the game of memory. So this is where a child will turn over one mitten, they'll turn over another. Are they a match? No. Well, then in that case, they flip them over again. I'm sure you're all familiar with this game. Then they take another turn where it's somebody else's turn. Flip them over. Were they a match? Yes, great. So those two stay together, and then they continue on until they've made pairs with all of them. And you can do this as a game where whoever has the most pairs in the end wins, or you can play it as a cooperative game, which is what I like to do, where they work together as a team. So they can remind each other where the other mitt in the pair is, and they work together toward a common goal. So that's, again, another fun activity. Called A Hat for Minerva Louise, and it's by Janet Morgan Stokey, and it is published by Scholastic Books. And it's just a cute story about a hen that goes looking for some winter accessories to keep warm, looking for hats and scarves and that sort of thing, and it has a really cute ending, and it's a fun book that incorporates mittens and winter, which fall in line with our theme. The other book that I really like, very beautiful illustrations, the story is great, is called The Mitten, and it's adapted and illustrated by Jan Brett, and this one is published by Putnam Publishing. And the story is that of a mitten that is lost by a little boy and the animals that make a cozy little house out of the mitten. It's a very cute story, and again involving winter and a mitten. So I mentioned before about how wintry and cold and stormy it's been around here lately, and so we can't get outside to play in the snow as much as we'd like to. But why not bring the snow inside? It's such a fun and novel idea for kids when you go outside and bring in a whole bunch of snow for them to play with indoors. Some important things to remember though. Have some large towels on hand and lay them out around and underneath the play area. And have lots of fun things on hand. Anything plastic really that can go into the snow and be used to dig around and help make different shapes in the snow, that sort of thing. You don't want to forget to have a lot of mittens on hand, at least a pair for each child that's going to be playing in the snow. Wait a second, we're bringing snow inside. What do you think is going to happen to the snow now that we've brought it indoors? And this is where you can create a science experiment, where the children get to hypothesize on what they think is going to happen over the course of the day if you bring the snow indoors, and why do they think that. So at the end of the day, come back to the water table or to that tub that you had the snow in, and they can check to see if their theories were correct. What is the conclusion of this experiment? Did the snow in fact melt and become water, for example? So I hope you enjoyed all the things that I had to share today. This is our first video, so if you have any comments or any suggestions on how to make things better as we go forward, we're really interested in hearing some of those things. We are going to commit to releasing a video once a week with a new theme and new activities and songs and science experiments, you name it, all surrounding a new theme. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter and connect to our website at www.playtodayonline.blogspot.ca. Hopefully we'll see you back here next week. Thanks, bye!